Hey everybody, let's talk about how to get ready for this Sunday's sermon at Pocosin Baptist Church at 10:30. Now we're going to be talking about a part of the story that we're all very familiar with, and that's when Jonah is thrown overboard and then swallowed up by a great fish. Sometimes the story becomes so familiar to us that we don't allow it to really resonate with us anymore. We don't really dig deep and understand what's going on in the story. For instance, when Jonah is drowning and then swallowed by this great fish, it's not just a cute children's story. It's incredible agony and suffering and pain. So in Jonah chapter 2, when Jonah is crying out to God and he's talking to him about what happened, he describes his experience with vivid detail. He says he was in distress, he was in the belly of the grave, he was in the watery deep, he was in the heart of the seas. He talks about weeds and growing around his head. He talks about his life fainting away, being driven from God's presence. He's describing very painful, very deep suffering. And so this Sunday, I want us to talk about suffering as people of God. I want to ask two main questions. Why do we hurt? And how can we hope? Why is it that we suffer? There's a lot of different people with a lot of different takes on these, even within the Christian church. Some say we suffer because God's angry at us. Others say, well, God's absent in our suffering. He really doesn't have anything to do with it. This is Satan, or it's the world, or it's just, it's just experience. It's not anything that God's involved in. And still others will say, no, we suffer because we don't have enough faith. And I want to show you that all those theories are wrong, and I want to show you the truth about why we suffer, whether we're people of God or not. And then secondly, I want to show you how we can have hope in the midst of suffering. The doorway to hope is through helplessness, through suffering. So we find hope through and on the other side of our suffering and our helplessness. And I want you to see that we can have hope in the midst of whatever we're going through. So I don't know what you'll walk into Pocosin Baptist Church with this Sunday morning. Maybe you're in the middle of a season of suffering. Maybe you just kind of walked out of one, or maybe you're heading into one and you don't even realize it. But I want you to know that wherever you are, whatever you're going through, there can be hope in the midst of suffering. And that hope comes through knowing the God of Jonah. So I hope you'll be with us this Sunday, 10:30. If you'd like to read and be prepared, go ahead and read chapter 1 and really focus on verse 17 and let it sink into you what Jonah is going through. Hope to see you then.